So Asa Hutchinson is running for president. I'm sure many of you are sitting there thinking, Asa, who? Hassa, who? What are we? Who are we talking about right now? Who is this? Well, don't worry. He's thinking the same thing. His family is thinking the same thing. He's the governor of Arkansas, but if you go talk to somebody in Arkansas, they would have no idea who the hell we're talking about here. So Fox News decided to have some fun, and Laura Ingraham and her guest is going to sort of beat up on Asa here for what's going on the campaign trail with him. Watch this.
Second wish is really on behalf of GOP presidential hopeful Asa Hutchinson. If you're going to run for president, I wish you were able to draw more than 6 people to your events. Now, this is Mr. Hutchinson in Iowa on Tuesday, Laura. Okay? Now, lest you think we're being selective or cruel here, this is the crowd Hutchinson attracted in Greenville, South Carolina this week. It's like a waiting room for a doctor's office that's closed.
That's literally 3 or 4 people, bro. That's 3 or 4 people.
It's like a waiting room for a doctor's office that's closed. I mean, more people are shut out of Trump events than this poor guy can draw.
Raymond,
this is pitiful.
Raymond, when I looked at it quickly, I'm like, is this an old episode of the group therapy on the Bob Newhart show?
Bob Newhart show? What? Who the fuck is Bob Newhart? Jesus, she's showing her age there, huh?
An intervention? Maybe it's an intervention. The voters are saying, maybe you shouldn't do this.
Oh God, this looks like a, God bless them, an AA meeting or something. It's like, I'm John and I'm a Hutchinson supporter. Help me.
Look, part of me feels bad. Part of me is like, yeah, that's just embarrassing. I wouldn't want anybody to go through that level of extreme embarrassment. But then the other part of me is like, ha ha, what a loser. So I don't know which part of my mind is going to win out at the end of the day. But look, my question is, why, dude? Why? Why are you putting yourself through this? I don't understand. It is humiliating. Like, some people who run are genuinely and sincerely trying to win. So when you think of Trump, when you think of Ron DeSantis, when you think of Mike Pence, I have no doubt that those guys are trying to win, and they think they can win. By the way, Trump in 2016, there was a question as to whether or not he was actually trying to win. There was some reporting from behind the scenes that he was like, I'm just going to take this as far as I could take this, but, I don't even know if I have a chance to win. At least early on, he thought that. But clearly this time, he's running to win. What are some of these people do? What is the mayor of Miami? I don't even remember his first name, Suarez. What is he doing? He said he was going to be like the crypto mayor of Miami. He was like, people aren't even going to have to pay taxes in Miami anymore because of this crypto thing that I'm doing, bro. And what was it? Of course, it was like a massive crypto scam. And you had this mayor just like scam an entire city. Jesus Christ. Why is he running? Why is Doug Burgum running? Look, there are a couple options, but, I don't know. I think maybe they're stuck, at least in the case of Doug Burgum, probably Asa Hutchinson too. I think that they're stuck in like the year 1989 or 1992. And they, look, if you live in rural Arkansas or you live in rural North Dakota, you sincerely are probably caught behind the times quite a bit. And you don't realize that, like, hey man, this isn't like the old days where if you put on your fake politician voice, you sit there with good posture, you have a nice tie on, and you talk with your finger pointed like this to a group of people. They go, oh, yes, he's very serious. We like this. He seems like he knows what he's doing. Yes, let's vote for this guy. It's not like that anymore, man. It's an absolute clown show out there. It's a circus. You have to be like the loudest, the most obnoxious, the most aggressive. You have to be able to command an audience and get cameras on you at all times. It's almost like there is no such thing as bad press anymore. Like, bad press is good press just because the cameras are on you. If you piss off a certain group of people, you get another group of people to fall in love with you. And these guys are just from a different time. It reminds me of Martin O'Malley. Remember Martin O'Malley running in 2015, 2016 for the Democratic nomination? Just the fakest sounding politician of all time. And he had his like platitudes, his fortune cookie slogans ready to go at a moment's notice. He never said a sincere word in his life or had an interesting thought in his whole life. And these are all like the Republican version of Martin O'Malley. That's what they are. The Republican version of Martin O'Malley. So look, I'll ask you guys, because I don't know. Does Doug Burgum think he can win? Does Asa Hutchinson think he can win? Or is it like I'm going to run a messaging campaign to try to bring the Republican Party back to sanity? Is that it? Or is it like, I'm going to try to get my name recognition up so that the next time I run, I can win? Or is it, I'm going to try to get my name recognition up so I can sell a book or start a shitty radio show or whatever the case? I don't know, right? But these are all options. But when you look at it, I mean, it seems kind of clear to me that some percentage of these people, they don't think they know they can't win. And they didn't expect it to be this bad and this embarrassing with the numbers, man. I mean, honestly, they might look at a campaign like Mayor Pete's campaign back in the last election, where you know, he went from absolute obscurity to now being the transportation secretary and a player in national politics, all because he punched above his weight and hung in there. And, you know, the elite liberal media goons loved him. And so he made something out of his shitty run. And I don't know if Burgum and Asa Hutchinson and Suarez think they could do it, a similar thing. I really don't know. But it's kind of embarrassing, man. And the thing I can't get over is that there's no difference between Asa Hutchinson, Doug Burgum, Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, DeSantis. Well, maybe not. Maybe DeSantis is a little bit different. But like a group of like 6 or 7 of the Republican candidates are literally the exact same on every single policy. The only difference is what package do you want them in? Do you want it as like a, you know, mild-mannered, older white man who has middle management vibes? Do you want that? Or do you want the young woman of color, Nikki Haley? She could play the identity politics game and be like, see, we can't be racist. Look what we have here. Do you want it as, you know, the black man who validates other right-wing ideas? Like, what package do you want? That's all this is. None of them have substantive differences at all. But we're at the point now where even Fox News can't help themselves but to laugh at this guy. But look, I have to say, there was an article in Rolling Stone where apparently Murdoch is souring on Ron DeSantis. That was the guy that they were backing. They don't want Trump. Ron DeSantis was their guy, but they see Ron DeSantis is flailing and not running a good campaign. He tripped over himself over these past couple months. And so now, you know, word on the street is he's fishing around for who's going to be the next guy that they can support, or woman. So will it be Nikki Haley? Will it be Tim Scott? Will it be one of these weirdos, Asa Hutchinson, Doug Burgum? I mean, look, what I have to say is be careful, because even though you're making fun of this guy now, you might get, you know, a call from your boss in a week or two where they're like, hey, easy on Asa. That's our guy now. But I got to tell you, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't make this guy even a little bit viable. I mean, he has less than no chance. Less than no chance. Almost reminds me of Lindsey Graham's campaign, too. Remember when Lindsey Graham ran for president? LOL. And what, he had like 0%? Yeah, 1% was a good poll for him. I'm not even kidding. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.